Good morning, everyone. In the beginning, we have done the Poetics by Aristotle, and you were given assignment on the topic tragic catharsis from the book The Poetics, and I think all of you have done this assignment. So, first of all, we discuss what is tragic catharsis. Aristotle writes that the function of tragedy is to arouse the emotions of pity and fear. And this effect on emotions of tragedy is called catharsis. In his book The Poetics, Aristotle mentions once this term and this term catharsis, but many and strange are the interpretations of the words that have been given ever since the Renaissance. From the period of Renaissance, there are many interpretations or explanations of the word catharsis, but there is not explanation or interpretation of by Aristotle in the book The Poetics. Aristotle only mentions the word catharsis in his book, but he did not explain or interpret the word what is catharsis. No phrase probably in ancient or modern literature has been handled so frequently by commentators and critics and by poets and by men who know Greek and by men who know no Greek. Most varied and ingenious explanations have been given. This confusion arises from the fact that Aristotle himself has not explained what exactly he meant by the word, nor do we get any aid from the Poetics in interpreting the Greek phrase. So, all these interpretations were made of the word catharsis because Aristotle did not mention what is catharsis. For this reason and help, guidance has to be taken from his other works, more especially from his Politics and his second Ethics, as Aristotle did not describe what is catharsis in his book The Poetics. Critics got some hint from other books by Aristotle such as Politics and Ethics. Further, the Greek word catharsis has three meanings, and the term catharsis is Greek, and it has three meanings. It means purgation, purification, and clarification. And each critic has used the word in one or the other of these varied senses and has reached accordingly a different conclusion regarding the function and emotional effects of tragedy. By different interpretations of the word catharsis, we have a conclusion that the effect of tragedy on emotions is called catharsis. So, there are different theories that have been advanced to explain this conception of tragic catharsis, that are the purgation theory, the purification theory, the clarification theory. First, purgation theory. In purgation theory, we see that catharsis has been taken to be a medical metaphor purgation, denoting a pathological effect on the soul analogous to the effect of medicine on the body. By some, the process has been likened to homeopathic treatment with the like curing the like, and thus it is said the rousing of pity and fear results in the purgation of these emotions. This view is borne out by a passage in the Poetics, where Aristotle refers to religious frenzy being cured by certain tunes which excite religious frenzy. It is this view that Milton also expresses in the preface to Samson Agonist when he says that tragedy by Milton says in his preface to Samson Agonist, tragedy by rousing pity and fear purges the mind of these or such like emotions, that is, tempers or reduces them to a just measure. In tragedy, pity and fear artificially expel the latent pity and fear which we bring with us from real life. Such incidental emotions as anxiety, self pity, etc., are also quoted. In our sympathy for the sufferer on the stage, we forgot our own troubles and worries in the pleasurable calm which follows when the patient is spent and emotional cure is wrought. Used in the medical sense, catharsis implies relief following previous excitation of the tragic emotions. So, the effect of tragedy calms the emotions and many anxieties, excitation, agitation of mind. So in this way, this is called as medical term. In the purification theory, the critical wrangling had gone on through the ages. It is forgotten that the Greek word catharsis has three meanings. It means purgation, a medical term, and purification and also clarification. Now, Aristotle had medical leanings. His father was a doctor and he himself was keenly interested in the science. But he had no religious leanings, and hence it has been supposed that he used the word in the medical sense alone. We can say that the term catharsis is used in medical sense alone because Aristotle had scientific leanings. He did not have any religious leanings. So, the purpose behind mentioning the use of the word catharsis may be medical. This reminds us of Plato's concept of internal agitation being quelled by an external agitation, as in the case of a child whom the nurse rocks so that he may go to sleep. From all this evidence, the critics conclude that Aristotle's conception of catharsis is that of homeopathic treatment. It is a sort of mental cure brought about by the excitation of the emotions of pity and fear, and the purgation of all that is morbid and painful in these emotions. Clarification theory. A critic points out that indications as to Aristotle's meaning of the word catharsis are provided by the poetics itself. While writing of the pleasure of imitative art in chapter 4, he says that the pleasure produced is associated with learning and that is a pleasurable enjoyed by man in general. So, this is the tragic effect also creates pleasure. So this is a tragic pleasure created by tragedy as well as by the philosopher. He points out that if well imitated pictures, even of corpses and ugly animals, give pleasure, the paradox of pleasure being aroused by the ugly and the repellent in everyday life is also the paradox involved in tragedy. Tragic incidents are pitiable and fearful. They include even such horrible events as a man blinding himself, a wife murdering her husband, or a mother slaying her children. Such incidents, instead of repelling us, they would do in life, produce pleasure when presented in a great tragedy. So the incidents that create fear in our real life presents also pleasure in a great tragedy, and when they are played in stage, they create pleasure. And the cathartic process is also a process of learning. One can learn through this catharsis process. How does the pleasure proper to tragedy arise? Imitation does not produce pleasure in general, but only the sort of pleasure that comes from learning, and so also the peculiar pleasure of tragedy. Now, learning comes from discovering the relation that exists between the particular object or action represented and certain universal elements embodied in it. The poet might take his material from history or tradition, but he selects and orders it in terms of probability and necessity, and represents what might be rather universal and more conducive to understanding, more philosophical, as Aristotle puts it, than history, which deals with particular alone. The events depicted in the tragedy are presented free of chance and accidents which obscure their real meanings and significance, and the tragedy enhances understanding and leaves the spectator face to face with the universal law. In this way, cathartic process is also a process of learning. One can learn from this cathartic process. By all these theories, we conclude it is neither didactic nor theological. Catharsis did, does not teach anything or not any theological purpose is in cathartic process. Though it may have a residual theological element as tragedy had its basis in religious ritual. Aristotle's catharsis is not a moral doctrine requiring the tragic poet to show that bad men come to bad ends, nor a kind of theological relief arising from the discovery that God's laws operate invisibly to make all things work out for the best. In the church mass, a part of the pleasure arises from learning, but much of it is the result of transcendental causes which cannot be explained in rational terms. Some of the ritual experience of the Catholic Mass is duplicated in the experience of tragedy and hence cannot be explained in rational terms. So, what is the tragic pleasure that can be achieved through this cathartic process? The tragic pleasure is no doubt the pleasure of learning. So, this is catharsis is tragic pleasure and also a pleasure of learning. But there is also no doubt that learning does not explain the whole thing. There are many connotations of the experience which are not converted by Aristotle's treatment and which cannot be rationally explained. But the clarification theory comes closer to defining the essential quality of the tragic experience than didactic and theological experience.